Hello, CFI sweethearts. It's another beautiful day, another episode. Welcome to episode 4 of our CFI official podcast. And today is a very special day because we are having a very special guest who I want to term the very first guest for our podcast. And I think it's like a surprise for you, our listeners, because we started our podcast and we never thought that we were going to bring you someone very soon on episode 4. But just a heads up for our listeners, I am your host, Maximiliana. So today I'm going to host interview in our CFI official podcast, and Tracy has other engagements for today, and we hope to have her again on the coming episodes. So I want to welcome the guest, and then he will introduce himself.
Hi, Max. Thank you for having me. My name is Gasparino Haule from Tanzania.
Gasparino. Because nobody does better like us. We got no money, but always we have.
Oh yeah, we have Gasparino from Tanzania. So tell us about Tanzania right now, because as I am speaking, I'm in Ireland still, and my best friend Gasparino, who is also partnering with us for our beautiful music, is in Tanzania. So tell us, what's good? What's good in Tanzania?
Everything is good. It's a weekend, It's good vibing, good vibes everywhere,
Yeah, weekend is about young people going out and, resting. And now that it's summer, people trying to move closer to the beach. And how is it there in Tanzania? I know it's tropical and it's always warm.
Yeah, in Tanzania, we start the weekend on a Friday. So Friday afternoon, we always eat biryani. It's like a Swahili dish. And normally we have a sinia, like a platter where we eat together. We share the platter together. It has biryani, fries.
Wow, interesting. You are reminding me of what exactly I'm missing. Anyway, not that bad. Here in weekend, people have culture of, taking away because, it's all about resting. Some families do enjoy cooking together, but others do enjoy eating in restaurants. They don't bother cooking. Some will just go out in restaurants and, buy food and eat as a family. Let's move forward to now what I want to ask you for our podcast. First of all, we want to thank you so much for agreeing to partner with us for a beautiful music for our podcast. So tell us, when did you really discover your passion for music, and when did you start creating music?
I discovered it at a very young age. I was a kid. My dad had a choir in the church at our local parish, and it was a kids choir, and it was my dad who was coordinating it. So by my dad being the coordinator, I had to join the church choir, the kids choir. And I was a drummer boy. I was a drummer boy for our local choir. And then when I went to high school, I started we had a cultural Thursday, every Thursday of the week, where people could showcase their talents. And I wasn't in the front line, but I was always the guy who those artists, they come to me and they're like, can you work on my lyrics here and there? So I was like a writer. And then after we finished school, and I thought those people could be making music, but they didn't. They're not even making music now. I was like, okay, I can use my talent now. I can start singing. So that is when I started singing. Yeah.
All right. So Gaspar, can we now talk about your first music ever to release?
Right. The first music ever to release was called Pillow, and I recorded with Sile. The guy is called Sile, my friend. In fact, how we met with Sile is really the producer is really I don't know how to work it, but I was in high school, and I had this guy used to admire my wearing style. I had these trousers which were Michael Jackson style.
Okay.
So the guy was, by that time he was a junior, he was in Form 1 or Form 2, and I was in high school, Form 5, Form 6. So the guy, one day he stopped me on the road and he was like, hey, I like your trousers, can I get one? I was like, yeah, sure, let's go. And I didn't know this guy. So I went home, I gave him the trousers, and then we started the friendship. When he reached at my place, he saw the guitar, and then he was like, you play this? I was, yes. He was, can you play some? I played some songs, and he was like, wow, I produce. I was like, what, really? He was like, yeah, you can come to my place. And so I went to his place, we started playing. It was just, good vibes, having fun, and then Pillow came. So just like that. I'll send you a song, Pillow, and you'll listen to it. It's amazing.
You're my pillow, some pillow. And I can't deny them. Can't resist them as it goes.
Wow, Gaspar, this song really is nice. It is very nice. I couldn't stop swinging. Just sounds so nice. So you also play some instruments. Which type of instrument do you play so far?
So I play drums, I play marimba, and guitar.
All right. You say that you drew some inspiration from your dad, and he had a local church choir for children, and you are among the children. So now that you are involved in the secular music, how is your dad perceiving all this?
He's so supportive. He loves the music. My mom also supports. They have been attending some of my shows. Like I host local events in Iringa, so sometimes they had been there. Like I remember the previous Christmas, my parents were there. My mom and my dad and my young brothers to support me for the show, and it was nice. So they're supportive, yeah.
Wow, that's very interesting, Gaspar. So did you do any collaborations so far for your music? Like
yes, I've done some collabos. Like at a local level, I've done like with my guys. Like there's a guy called Cloud9, a local artist from Iringa, and we have started like recording with him since 2010. We met in 2010, so we did a song called Pillow. And then like the higher I've gone, I've done a collabo called Yala Africa, yet to be released, with Rona and Ellie from Israel.
Oh, that must be very interesting. I'm really waiting for you guys to release the song.
We will. Like it's a masterpiece. It's a really, like, it's called Yala Africa, and you know Yala in Hebrew it means like to cheer up, like Yala, and Yala Africa. So they came to Tanzania. They were touring Tanzania, and we met and we did some good music. It is amazing. Like it's amazing.
Let's talk about African Swag, the song that we use for our podcast right now. I really like it, and I've received some feedback from some of our listeners. They're like, wow, this music is good. Let's talk about it. How was it composing it?
Okay, so the idea behind African Swag is, I started in Germany, and for me, being in Germany, it was in 2018. It was my very first experience out of the continent. So, the way we Africans, like, we always vibe, So I made so many friends and everything, and at a certain point, like everybody was asking me, like, but Gasparino, like, why are you having good vibes every time? Like, why are you never sad? Why are you always in good vibe? How do you manage to do that? And I just said, like, I was like, I'm an African, like, I'm never sad. It's swag. It's African swag, So I was like, and then I was like, swag. I was like, this is like something we Africans got. So African swag, it means something we Africans got. Yeah. So
I wonder if I have some African swag.
You have. So like by the virtue of being African, you have that swag. So you have that good vibe, positive vibe always. And it comes from the, how Africa is pictured out there. Like we have problems, we have these, you hear about wars, you hear about corruption, you hear about, so every problem is like associated with Africa. But then when you meet the African people, you're like, these people, they don't look like they have the problems, Yeah. So yeah, and that's why in the lyrics I say, nobody does it better than us. We got no money, but we are always happy. We show our swag everywhere. We dance, come join us, show our swag. So it's like I'm calling people from other places to come join us and show their swag. Like even us, also Africans, we have to show our swag. This is something that we are blessed with, and I tell you, believe me, you go there, you are seeing it there because you're there. So you're seeing like how people want to associate with your vibes, and
Yeah, I think you did a very fantastic job on that song. I'm telling you, I like that song a lot.
And like the good thing is, what I did was like I put like that beat is like sampled from Mustard on the beat. Is a producer from America. So I wanted to do like a Western beat, but it's talking about Africanness,
Yeah, I see. Okay, That's fantastic. It's a great masterpiece. It's a very, very, very fantastic masterpiece.
Thank you.
Now, let's talk about the economic part of music. So, are you a billionaire now or something? Because telling people that you're a musician, what we see is money and
Well, I'm a millionaire in lyrics. Like I've songs, I've million songs. But actually, for me, music for me is about good vibes. Like first, for me to be happy, I just want to be happy, and then like the money part of it, I believe one day it will come. Though like it's a very good industry. It's a lucrative industry. Like people are making money from it. But also like you need time, you need what I can say like it supports me. Like I pay my bills and everything through music because I do local shows every end month. I have deals with some hotels and everything, so it sustained me. But I'm not at that level where like I can say like I'm pushing, you're not there yet. But probably with a good management, everything is possible.
Well, that's very good. So I think we should now looking into discussing about me being your manager. We have said that over and over again now. It's high time that we act.
It's you who is letting me down, by the way,
I can also be your promoter and promote your music out here in Europe.
You're already doing that through your podcast,
Yes, yeah, that's very good. I'm very
sure.
pleased to know you and to have you as friend, Gaspar. You know that, right?
I got you. It's a pleasure,
Yeah. So maybe we can talk about our friendship so that at least our CFI sweethearts know that where we met and how we became friends and stuff like that. Do you remember where we met first time? In
Nairobi, Kenya, 2018.
Was it 2018?
Yeah, it was 2018, and like there's Grace, my boss. She was my boss, like the HR at the company I was working with, and she was always telling me like, hey, like this guy you should beat,
Yeah, she's my aunt actually.
Yes, and then by the time you came to Nairobi and she connected you, like she was like, hey, my cousin, I don't know, my aunt is there. So we connected, and the first day I remember I was coming from school at night, and I met you in Westlands. It was good vibes, and then we came to know like we share friends again, Aisha, and yeah. So yeah, it was nice. It was good. So that is how we met, and then
yeah, when we went back to Tanzania, we kept on contact again, and then
I remember like whenever I come to Dar es Salaam, I used to look for you, and you were like, one thing I remember, like there's a day you asked me like, okay, I'm getting out from work. At what time? When will you be ready? And I told you like after 45 minutes. Then I met you, and you were like, but Gaspar, why do you always talk about 40 minutes, 50 minutes, 1 hour? Why? I was like, how? Then you said like, many people will tell you 2 minutes I'm there, and they don't show for the rest of the hour. But I was like, that is how I am. Like I'll tell you 40 minutes and it will be 40 minutes. I cannot tell you 2 minutes. Dakika mbili niko hapo nakuja. No.
Dakika mbili alafu unachukua masaa mawili. So at least we're realistic. When you tell someone 40 minutes and then so okay, I'll count 40 minutes from there and then I'll just drive there and then so we met.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really, really nice to get to know you, Gaspar. And I'm so glad that we're still friends and we're still vibing and we are looking forward to like do things together. I mean, we are doing things together, are we not?
Yeah, we are.
We hope that our listeners are going to enjoy this conversation. We encourage our listeners to subscribe on our YouTube channel, CFI Official Podcast. And also you can follow us on Instagram, CFI Official Podcast.
I tell everybody should listen to this because this podcast is all about good vibes. And I'm a subscriber for good vibes. Like that is what I do, good vibes every day. I'm in an association. It's called like Association of Senior Life Eaters, East Africa. And we just like go somewhere, we bump, we share good vibes and everything. And I think this podcast is very good. So I tell everybody, please subscribe and get engaged, like ask for an interview. You know what? It's all about good vibes.
We say ciao, bye-bye.
Ciao, kwaheri.
Kwaheri, bye.
Come join us, show your sweat, show